Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Yasko, and I'm this recording is in response to my recent query of interest in the progress chart. The progress charts are to check, it's used to check where you are today and where you will be in the future, as far as today and as far as death. So it captures your entire life. And you can certainly take a peek at the future path. Why? The planets progress along a determined path. If you are born with retrograde planets in your chart, you can use the ephemeris to check when those planets will go direct. That month and year should be noted because there will be a change in your life. Why? That planet and the area of life which that planet rules take a dramatic shift, especially if that planet is or are in are inner planets. Inner planets such as Mercury or Sun, Mercury, Venus, Moon, Mars are your inner planets. For instance, if you were born with Mars retrograde and when you turn 25 or 30, or whenever that planet turns direct in your lifetime through progression, you will notice a remarkable change in your energy or how you forge your will. When Mars is retrograde, you tend to avoid direct confrontation or hold back on fighting for what you feel is the right thing. You can fight internally and feel anger or regret within because you feel you cannot win. You have to somehow restrain, and that restraint is the retrograde. You have to take into consideration the house, sign, and its rulership when reading progress chart. It's just like any other chart. You have to take those into consideration to get an accurate picture of what you're dealing with. When natal Mars goes direct by progression, your ability to forge your will becomes easier to achieve. You can exert force when necessary. You will likely defend yourself instead of suppressing your angry thoughts. You get the energy to exert your will or the courage to speak your mind and conquer adversity directly. Why? You are no longer holding your anger in and feeling like a loser. If you know you are right, you will speak your mind. Basically, that you don't fear. That is the nature of Mars. If a planet is expected to retrograde through progression, say you were born with a planet, inner planet, like Mars, Mercury, or whatever, whichever one, except the Sun and Moon, they don't retrograde, but the other inner planets do. And if you were born with it direct, but say it goes retrograde by progression, then you need to keep an eye on that and prepare yourself. You may want to take measures to prepare for the challenge, if any. Always refer back to your natal chart to see where you are headed. If change is coming, figure out how to take advantage or seize the opportunity. If the change is undesirable, figure out how to overcome or mitigate its effects on the area of your life that the planet rules. Mark the dates of the planet's change of direction in your natal chart. Secondly, look at your progressed ascendant. Where are you today? Because the ascendant is you. Thirdly, keep your eye on the progressed moon. The moon stays in one sign for 3 years. Moon rules the changes. So you look at it as the catalyst. You know what condition you will be operating in when shifting from one sign to another. If your moon is in Scorpio, okay, it's a very different energy, and it depends on what you're going to be doing during those 3 years when the moon is in Scorpio. A Scorpio person could come into your life, but there are a lot of Scorpio things that you will be dealing with, and you tend to be reclusive. But again, you have to look at the Scorpio moon interaction with other planets, especially your ascendant, progress ascendant, and the ascendant, progress ascendant ruler. Then, because I'm saying that because the moon is in its fall in Scorpio. So when the moon moves into Sagittarius, you're going to see a dramatic shift, because you become very outgoing and optimistic, and you could be dealing with Sagittarius matters. What's Sagittarius matter? Well, one of them would be legal matter, or legalizing something, or traveling, or dealings with higher institutions. Those are just a few, just to name a few, but it depends on where that moon in Sagittarius will be in your progress chart, and how it is aspecting other planets in the progress chart, as well as your natal chart. You always want to refer back to your natal chart. And then after that 3 years in Sagittarius, it'll go into Capricorn. Now that's another shift, because in Capricorn the moon is in its detriment. So you have to look at it and kind of prepare yourself on how to deal with that. Okay, so now what is the role of the progress chart? Timing the major turning points of your life's path to destiny would be my answer. Remember that many famous people were born in harsh environments, yet fulfilled their splendid destiny. This is clearly reflected in their charts, especially their progress chart, because it reveals your destiny, or how you achieve that destiny, the path you go through. This is why many astrologers say promise of the chart. They would use the expression promise of the chart is revealed through the progress chart. Then the other thing that I would like to take up now is how you progress through life to fulfill your destiny. Maybe sometime during your lifetime, you become interested in truly achieving something you want. And there are people who turn to meditation. Basically, that is influencing your subconscious mind. So I think I will take that up, influence your subconscious mind, in another recording. But briefly, I would like to say that progress charts are highly recommended for those who use meditation or the subconscious mind for personal achievements. Why? It allows you to see the future. But why is that future important? Because if you're striving towards a certain goal, you want to know whether you can achieve it, or if it's within the realm, or is it part of your destiny. And that's where you cannot see You really cannot see 3 years from today, 5 years from today. And you find people who don't make goals because they feel, well, what's the sense? Because they really, what's happening is that they really cannot see the future that far ahead. And that's why they go with the flow, wherever that flow takes you. So I like to address the subconscious mind now. The subconscious mind can be used to achieve your desire, but you have to know what you want first. And that's the problem. People look for what is it that they want. Right? Usually for some, what you want exists in the future where there is a time warp, and often many people are unable to see the future, even 3 years ahead. So the mind gives up because the person feels it's not possible to achieve. Right? You can't achieve something you don't really, you can't really imagine. The person will likely give up the pursuit because the future is uncertain or unforeseeable. To make the unforeseeable seeable is astrology. You can see the future with astrology, especially the progressed chart, and also the even horary charts, where you ask a question to see if something is feasible. When using your subconscious mind, you must believe in yourself. This belief is very important. How can you believe that you can achieve something when you can't even imagine it? And that's the thing. But you can only imagine something when you start believing that, hey, this is something that I can get. So you have to repeat the scene. This imagination is very, very important. You have to repeat the scene over and over in your mind until the subconscious mind takes over and manifests your desire or your goals are realized. Now this is about making the impossible possible. This is why it takes a strong will. That will is knowing exactly what you want and focus on the scene where you have achieved your desired goal. So if you practice imagination for as long as it is required for your subconscious mind to eventually believe and bring that imagined desired goal into reality, the path will open. Astrology shows what is possible for you. So that's it for today, and I hope I've answered uh, any questions about progress chart and astrology in general, if you are interested in manifesting a certain goal. So goodbye for now, and I will be back with a follow-up on other topics um, should should people want to delve more into astrology.